Welcome to Rapid Fire Coaching with Fee. This series is dedicated to breaking down my strategies for money, sales, and lifestyle in 10 minutes or less. It is a no fluff, all strategy approach for women who sell their services online to put you on a path for results. Now, if you're new to me or don't know me very well, hey now, my name is Felicia Kelly, but you can call me Fee. I'm sharing my 7-step signature sales process that I've used to close tens of millions of dollars in sales over the course of my career. Today's video is all about the 7 stages of acquisition. And over the past 19 years, I've not only generated over tens of millions of dollars in revenue for corporations, I've also spent the last 7 years helping my clients skyrocket their businesses to multi-6 and even 7 figures without sacrificing their marriages or their lifestyles. They've even gone on to hire full-time teams, sell out 6-figure events, and finally live a life of purpose-filled abundance. It's not even about the money. It's about living out your vision board in real time. Here's what's great about me. It's not just my skills or my prophetic insight, or even about my ability to pull your vision out of your head and put it on paper in real time. It's the fact that I've had the privilege of making every mistake that you're afraid of. Not knowing what to do with my first $1,000,000 and maybe not making some of the best decisions. Been there. Losing friends and even family after hitting high levels of success that none of us saw possible. Done that. Launching the crickets. I got over that one real quick. So now I'm sharing all of my strategies with you so that you not only know what to do, but also what not to do. And in this video, I'm sharing my 7-step signature sales process that I've used to close tens of millions of dollars in sales over the course of my career. One of my company mantras is nothing happens until somebody sells something. You can be amazing at what you do, have great content, great ideas. You can be an amazing coach, expert, speaker, or any type of service provider, but your company does not exist without sales. Unfortunately, most people, even if they consider themselves to be doing well in business, are mediocre in the sales department because sales isn't as widely studied or appreciated as it should be. Most people focus on the actual sale itself, but there's a lot that happens before the sale actually happens. I'm going to be very clear. You're not going to master sales just from watching this video. It takes time, it takes practice, and it takes consistent implementation. But you are going to have some new insight on what to do with the sales process because there are 7 core pieces of any signature sales process. Now, we got to be clear about the fact that no matter how you feel about sales, if you're in business, you're a salesperson. Everyone attached to your business is a salesperson, regardless of the type of service you provide or where your employee's position is on their team. So now that we have that understanding, let's dive into the signature sales process with segment number 1, entry points. This is the first piece of the signature sales process and most important because this is all about where a prospect first learns that you exist, whether it's social media, whether it's your website, whether it's speaking at an event, or even if it's Google. Where they first learn about you is where the sales process really starts. Segment number 2, the qualification process. This is important because in order for them to purchase your services, they have to determine that this is the right space for them. Remember, the sale happens before the sale happens, so we have to make a great first impression at each phase. Just like you're qualifying your customer, they're qualifying your product too, which leads us right into segment 3, product comparison. Now, many online gurus and coaches suggest to never open the door for your prospect to discuss their previous experiences or what they've done prior to working with you, but I wholeheartedly disagree. The product comparison isn't about comparing how your offer does in comparison to other offers or how it's better or worse than others they've worked with, but it is to determine what the prospect has done to solve their problem prior to connecting with you. You don't want to be pitching something they've already bought from somebody else. Step 4 is product selection. Now, you don't hear a lot about this in service-based industries, but once the qualification process happens, we move into product selection where you decide what's best for the person that you're pitching or individual or group or what have you. What does the buyer need? We often treat the buying decision like a transaction, but it is a journey, which is why this is further down in the process. There are some women who come to work with me who already have a 5-figure offer that's maybe not selling like they want, or they don't like the way their program's running. And there are some who come to us that don't have a 5-figure offer at all. Now, they may be making 12, 15, or 20K plus per month, but they're also working 70 hours a week. And that's not working out for them for their personal life either. So we make sure that when we help you with your offer, we serve in a way that allow them to come in based on their tier and where they are. Step 5 is the trial close. And you've probably never heard of this, but the trial close is where we begin framing the agreement with the prospective buyer. The trial close is where you attempt to get a series of micro commitments before you ever ask them to purchase. And this can be done without sales calls. It happens all the time. Most service providers skip this step completely because they're so ready to close the deal that they miss out on getting the necessary agreements beforehand. Step 6, this is where most of you start in the transactional close, and it's further along in the sales process. Unfortunately, like I mentioned earlier, this is where most people focus, not realizing that you have several steps prior and then other things that can affect the closing of the sale. For example, before we ever ask for the sale, it's imperative that we know without a doubt that this prospect is a good fit. I'm a good fit for them, they're a good fit for me, and they meet the qualifications for who we serve and have the ability to move through our process. And finally, step 7, the follow up, managing objections and closing. Remember what I said at the beginning that the sale happens before the sale happens? So by this point, it should be as simple as collecting information and moving forward with the transaction. But most people don't account for objections and the need to follow up because let's face it, not every prospect is going to close immediately, and that's okay. You have to be prepared with a custom follow up process for your business depending on what you are offering. So, here's what I want you to do now. I want you to comment your key takeaways, and I want you to check out the description around this video for more information, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.